38 units per second. This is the base move speed of a player character in Path of Exile, also the most commonly accepted understanding of what pure suffering itself feels like. You don't notice it at first. You wash up on the shore wide-eyed and exiled, ready to slog your way through Ray class thinking, this is all there is. Amazing. Until you get your first pair of Wanderlust. These aptly named boots are where it all starts. The addiction, the need for speed. Initially the high hits just right, but as soon as you experience someone zooming by you with 7 league steps, it becomes obvious. You can never get enough. So amongst all the other broken things 3.10 introduced to the game, one of them was fasting. It's pretty simple really. Fasting is 20% increased move speed while unaffected by flasks. This has a couple practical uses, and while making a Zoom Zoom Worm Blaster sounded like fun, I had nothing so viable in mind when I saw this node. Instead, what I wanted to do with it was try to max out my movement speed in town. So, it's pretty simple. All we have to do is shell out an arm and a leg for a bunch of voices, roll the jewels, and we're ready to go. But that's easy. I wanted to take it farther. So we choose Raider for this project as the first iteration of it because it has great positioning on the tree and also the ascendancy is useful for a couple reasons. How? By utilizing a trick with Quartz Infusion and Pacifism. Now see, Pacifism is a corrupted jewel that lowers our maximum frenzy charges by 1. On the other hand, Quartz Infusion is the notable that grants us phasing at maximum frenzy charges. So by employing 3 Pacifisms, we bring our maximum frenzy charges down to 0. Therefore, we are simultaneously at maximum and minimum frenzy charges. Therefore, we have phasing at all times, even in town. Our move speed with this mechanic up? 413%.
Those are rookie numbers.
So it was out with the clever name, out with the weird phasing thing, and all in on fasting. So for the second iteration of this build, I took the rotting corpse of my Herald stacker I had gutted weeks ago to respec our tree. The gamble this time was simple. Leave out complex MS mechanics and instead invest every single point into voices and fasting. We do pick up a UI by Scion to make our pathing efficient, but everything else is fasting. That's more like it. Note, however, that 477% in town is still pretty conservative. In fact, of the 5 voices jewels that I'm currently using in the build, only 3 of them are 3 passive. So there's a lot of points to be gleaned from the passive tree still for min-maxing the remaining voices. What would we do with 8 more passive points? Well, for starters, go about replacing each one of the crafted fasting jewels with a GG 24 to 26% Megalomaniac. Enough of these jewels exist that we could theoretically reach 525% MS in town fully min-maxed. Nice. However, I am still not satisfied, but to make ourselves faster, we have to leave town. We also have to turn to an obscure mechanic called Reverse Chill. Chill by default applies an action speed slow to us when we're hit with cold damage, so logically an inverted chill would apply more multiplier to our speeds. How do we do this, you ask? Well, for anyone who's not a lab runner, this is Nirvaya's guide to reverse chill in like 30 seconds or whatever. Go. When to even reverse the effect of chill on us. Heartbound loop makes us take physical damage when our minions die. An Essence of Insanity weapon on our weapon swap lets us summon and kill minions by double tapping X. Watcher's Eye with physical damage taken as cold damage lets us convert some of that received physical damage into cold damage, allowing it to chill us when it hits us. Oxygen Belt switches the chill effect rule application check from life to ES. The Agnostic Keystone reduces our ES to 0, meaning we will always self-chill for the maximum potential amount of 30% every time we double tap X, which means we can take our total buffed move speed in zone of 515% and multiply that by 30%, which is 669%, nice, total, and then, try not to kill yourself with a weapon swap, which I totally do all the time, just ignore me. So, what's the practical application of all of this? Well, none really. Top tier lab runners have upwards of about 850% move speed, sometimes even more. And we could theoretically acquire that on this build. We would just have to drop one of our voices setups, grab all of the jewel sockets around the tree, socket in evasion, dexterity, split personalities, and get grace and a whole bunch of other things. And, I don't care. This is like a one-day vanity project, not an actual build. But, for flexing on kids in town, it's pretty fun. So that's fine. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching. I know this is kind of like an odd video, but I'm busy trying to craft like gear for my next build, and I actually kind of want that one to be like 50% viable, 50% meme, so effort is involved. Anyway, I'll see you guys.